Good morning. Welcome to Deep South Dining right here on MPB Think Radio. It's Malcolm White with Carol Palmer. Good morning, Carol.
Morning, Mal. How you doing?
Goody, goody, goody. How about yourself?
Oh, it's so cool.
It's
crisp.
fallish.
Yes,
outside.
it's gorgeous.
Football season.
It is.
And baseball playoff season. And book festival season. And National Folk Festival season. And all of that.
And here we go.
And here we go, indeed.
It's also National Date Nut Bread Day.
Oh,
How
I
about
was
that,
hoping
Mal?
you'd bring that up.
Even date nut bread has its own day.
Yeah. How about September 10th, National TV Dinner Day? When's the last time you had a TV dinner?
Probably back in the early 60s.
They've evolved, but there's still TV dinners.
Are there really TV dinners?
Well, I don't think they're called that anymore. They're the chef-prepared home dinner. That whole movement.
They don't have the little tray with the little...
They do come in a tray.
Okay.
They're pre-cooked.
Okay.
And you can just pop them in the microwave or the oven or whatever. But I don't know. I see it on TV.
Tomorrow's National I Love Food Day. I mean, that's easy.
Yeah, very easy. So because it's fallish, my wife got inspired over the weekend and cooked up a huge batch of chili. We love chili at our house, and she used an old Joy of Cooking recipe and then just sort of improvised on it. And one of the things she improvised with was some pickled onions.
Oh,
and she
I
put
love
those
a
in
pickled
there.
onion.
And, you know, they're very vinegary and pickle-esque. So that was a nice twang to the Joy of Cooking chili. And if anybody wants to talk about chili, they can give us a call at 1-877-672-7464. Otherwise, we got a bunch of other stuff to talk about, like muscadines.
Yeah, Mel, I've been deep into the muscadines. We have vines out at our place.
Okay.
And,
how old are they?
Well, probably 20, 25 years
Okay.
old. I mean, they've been there as long as I have, which isn't very long, was 12 or 13 years. So they're very mature vines. But, you know, with the droughts and the freezes, every year you don't get a prolific crop. But this year we did. And I supplemented with a few from Two Dog Farms store in Flora. And so I've been jelly making. I've called forth my inner Sherry Lucas, my inner April McGregor. And it was my first time making jelly. Now, I've made preserves. But, you know, putting the pectin in and making sure it gels right and grinding the muscadines down to remove the seed.
And when will we see the fruits of your labor?
Fruits. Well, I meant to bring one today, but I will bring you the fruit of my labor.
Okay. Muscadine jelly.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a Mississippi
How
thing.
much did you? Oh yeah. I grew up eating it. How much did you make?
I only had enough to make 12 jars, but I couldn't
look,
get into
12
it
jars
two more.
of muscadine jelly should last. It'll be great Christmas gifts.
Yeah. I'm going to do pears this weekend.
Oh, nice.
On
move.
Sunday after the book festival.
After the book festival. So I spoke earlier, just mentioned the National Folk Festival, which is coming to Jackson downtown on November 7, 8, and 9. The National Folk Festival is a D.C. creation, was based in D.C. for years, and then started a new format of traveling around the country. And they will come to a city community for 3 years, establish a folk festival, and then move on. For example, if all goes well, they'll be here November 7, 8, and 9 of 25, 26, and 27, and then they will go away, and we will have our own either Mississippi or Jackson, fill in the blank, folk festival. So it's exciting, and I know you're involved in the food vending end of it.
I am indeed.
As is my daughter, Zeta. And so this
Excellent.
is an official call for folks that might want to be food vendors at the upcoming National Folk Festival, excuse me, in downtown Jackson, November 7, 8, and 9. And do you have info, or they can get in touch?
They can go on the website, but
Okay.
I'm really proud to say that I scored a big one
What'd you
on
get?
Thursday. I got my buddy Renita Miles Lee of Lee's Heavenly
Barbecue
and
in
Soul
Bolton.
Food.
In Bolton.
Edwards.
Sorry. Wrong town.
Anyway, Renita went to Hal and Mal's to a meeting on Thursday night, and she is committing to do it. It's a pretty big commitment, with that. But her soul food,
so good.
I don't even call it's just great food. So I felt really happy about that, and I know the organizers were happy to have a great soul food restaurant represented.
Yeah, that's great.
So what else do they? I know there's music.
There's music and dance and theater and all sorts of folk traditions.
It's multiple stages, right?
Yes, multiple stages downtown, free to the public. But anyway, it's going to be great. If you're interested, check it out. Do a search of National Folk Festival, Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, and let's try to start mentioning some of the food vendors every week.
I don't have a list, but I know.
Yeah, I'll find out for next week because I think that's going to be a real interest for people because of the kinds of food we're going to have.
I think types that they're seeking are like tamales, fried pies, barbecue, soul food, things that are traditional in this part of the world. So, hots, for example, they're hoping to get Big Apple Inn involved. But anyway, that's that. If you want to be involved.
You can't have a festival without a pig ear in the Big Apple Inn.
Got it.
In
Not
Jackson.
a folk festival, anyway. One other quick thing. We are roasting our friend Robert St. John this Thursday at the, I believe it's at the Hilton.
He's in Scotland now.
No, he's back.
How can you roast him?
You're a reel or a post
I'm
behind.
a day late.
You can't, if you want to keep up with Robert St. John, you got to get up early and jog in place. He's back. We will roast him at the Mississippi Press Association's
I hope you put a lot of seasoning and I hope you burn it.
On Thursday. If you're interested in attending, just go search the Mississippi Press Association information.
Why are you
about
roasting him?
It's a roast for Robert St. John. Why? Because
are you making money or are you just doing it for fun?
For fun.
Okay.
Doing it for fun. All right. Also, this weekend, Carol, Saturday, September 13, it is the Mississippi Book Festival at the state capitol and all of the area around the state complex. The cookbook panel, which is sort of the theme of our show today, I know probably don't know that because we haven't gotten to it yet, will take place at 9:30 a.m. at Galloway Fellowship Center on the grounds there, the Mississippi State Capitol. It will feature our great friend Chef Enrica Williams as the moderator and three other cookbook authors, two of which we're going to have on the show today.
I know. I'm pretty fired up because I already see Phillip Ashley Rix.
He's already zoomed in. We're going to bring him on here in a minute, but he's a chocolatier from Memphis. He has a new cookbook entitled, where is it? For the Love of Chocolate, and then it's got a subtitle, 80 at-home recipes from a master chocolatier's imagination.
Yes, y'all yanked that book out of my hands to put it up on the table so all the people on YouTube can see it. It is a stunning, stunning book. Oh, and September 13th is International Chocolate Day.
Wouldn't you just know it? Wouldn't you just know it?
So we're close.
So also with Phillip is Swamp Dogg, who will be our second guest on today's show. Phillip will be our first guest, and a fellow named Matthew Bounds. Those are the three cookbook authors who will be presented this Saturday, September 13, 9 a.m. At the Mississippi Book Festival 2025. That's the cookbook panel brought to you by Simmons Catfish and the H.T. White Family Fund.
Yeah, thank you and your family for doing that. What a great event.
So that is what's going on, and I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break here, unless you have something else you'd like to add.
No.
Subtract, multiply,
I can hardly
or
wait
divide.
to get to the chocolate.
I
cannot believe that Phillip didn't send a box down here.
It's not too late. It's not too late. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're gearing up for the book festival. As we said, when we come back, we've got one of the authors, Phillip Ashley Rix, joining us. We are live streaming on YouTube. If you're interested in seeing what Carol's wearing today, you can join us on YouTube. Or you can join the conversation if you want to talk to Phillip or talk to Swamp Dogg or talk to Carol or Java, who's joining us shortly. We're putting the band back together here. Java Chapman will be joining us. 1-877-672-7464. You're listening to Deep South Dining on MPB Think Radio.
At the Mississippi Arts and Entertainment Experience in Meridian, we believe in the power of the arts, storytelling, and education, just like Mississippi Public Broadcasting. MPB connects communities across the state with quality programs that inform, inspire, and engage. Their audience is loyal and appreciative of businesses that support public broadcasting, which makes underwriting on MPB a smart investment. Join us in supporting MPB. Learn more at mpbfoundation.org.
When the weather turns severe, when breaking news affects your family, when Mississippi needs answers, MPB is there. We provide real-time emergency alerts, trusted news coverage, and live broadcasts of emergency updates. Available on TV, radio, and online. MPB is on the air and by your side every day of the year. Because when it matters most, Mississippi turns to MPB. Mississippi's trusted source. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Everlasting, the Legacy Podcast, is the official companion podcast to the upcoming MPB original documentary, focusing on the life of Medgar Evers. The companion podcast, hosted by me, Rita Brent, will feature in-depth conversations, extended interviews, and exclusive archive footage not shown in the documentary. Everlasting, the Legacy Podcast, video and audio episodes premiere September 18th. Find it on mpbonline.org or wherever you get your podcasts. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bobby Rush. As a blues man, I love Mississippi Public Broadcasting. If you support Mississippi music and their local programming, donate now, right now, and become a member today, not tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome
No
back
matter how
to Deep
big or
South
small,
Dining here on
we prefer
MPB Think
big.
Radio. Malcolm White, Carol Palmer. Good morning, Carol.
Hey, Mal.
Well, we're going to talk a lot about the upcoming Mississippi Book Festival. It's this Saturday, September 13, all over the Capitol Complex in downtown Jackson. And we have two special guests today who are involved in said festival. Our first guest is Phillip Ashley Rix, who is a Memphian, who's a chocolatier. And he's just published this new cookbook for the love of chocolate with 80 at-home recipes from a master chocolatier's imagination.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's not just a chocolatier, he is a master chocolatier. And the foreword is by the master chocolatier,
Right.
Jacques Torres, who is, one of my culinary idols. Good morning, Phillip.
Good morning. How are you? Hey, Carol. Hey, Malcolm. How you doing?
Man, we're great. We're so happy to have you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
So when did the book launch?
Actually, officially, it's for sale tomorrow. Is the technical,
Okay.
the actual launch date. So, it's out. It's everywhere you buy books online now. Barnes and Noble, Amazon.
I'm
and
sure in
mobile.
Lemuria, Square Books, all the,
Yep, all of those.
we have
All of
such great independence.
What's that bookstore in Memphis? The independent
Novel.
There's another one.
Burke's.
Burke's
on-
Books. Burke's
Burke's
Books. That's an
Yes,
old
yes.
line.
Yeah,
Independent
I actually
store.
go to Burke's a lot and pick up books because they always have, they can get you and even get it in real quick too. So,
And I
they're
love
not-
that graphic behind you with the old.
Oh yeah, Victrola.
Victrola
Yeah.
with that's beautiful.
But Philip, this book is stunning,
Thank you.
And you're not only a chocolatier and a entrepreneur, but you're a great writer.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So writing has always been art, writing, reading, all of it has been a passion for a long time. And, and I always, even with chocolate, I would always say, this is how we narrate stories. This is, chocolate is my ink per se. But this gave me an opportunity to actually kind of merge the two worlds together.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of worlds, you left the corporate world where you were, and because of your passion for becoming a chocolatier and for this work. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was, I guess I had an early midlife crisis and decided to leave the corporate world actually in the middle of a promotion, but, worked for 12 years for several companies, FedEx, UPS, Apple, and just spent time mostly in marketing or CPG, consumer packaged goods and logistics. So did a bit of international sales as well. And so just, went to college, went to work, kind of the ordinary thing, but really loved people and traveling. But shoot, the early 2000s, just really started cooking even more. I cooked all my life and in college, but it just kind of started taking over. And then, chocolate just, woke up one day, 3 o'clock in the morning with a crazy dream and said, you know what? I'm gonna be a chocolatier for the rest of my life. And it was wild. I was living in Baltimore at the time, and things are fleeting. I think at that time I was literally in the process of interviewing to be a land use lobbyist on Capitol Hill. So whole different world, whole different person in a sense. But ended up making chocolate.
Now, are you born and raised in Memphis?
Yeah, born and raised from Memphis, grew up here, went, to high school here, all of that, and moved away during college. So I was gone about 14 years in total.
Oh, okay.
And I've been back since 2010. So I've been back as long as I was away, which is wild. So.
Well, there's a lot of Memphis in your chocolates and in your recipes, which the first thing that caught my attention, first of all, your grandma Jean sounds like she was an incredible woman.
Yeah.
And her,
awesome.
The sweet potato infused ganache. I mean, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So, my grandmother Jean, I called her, she was affectionately known as that. Earlene was her first name, but, big into growing, I learned how to grow food, learned how to cook, learn even garden. I'm pretty, into garden, flowers in particular, and kind of picked all that up because, as a kid, we spent our weekends and summers there. My dad's off coaching, mom's working. So, learned a lot. She specifically, one of the things her family grew was sweet potatoes. And so had a lot of those. She made a lot of sweet potato pies. I actually wasn't that big of a fan of sweet potato pie. But when I started making chocolate, it was literally the first thing that came to mind and said, well, how do I do more than just make a bonbon? I really want to tell stories about my experiences, the people that I meet, the things that I encounter with chocolate. And so Mama Jean was the very first chocolate that I came up with once I'd gotten to that point and stage where I said, okay, I can develop whatever I want flavor wise. And so how do I capture this sweet potato pie, which is something I always remembered because they'd be cooling off on the racks, on the deep freezer and on the window and all that. So, because she was always making them for people. That was the other thing. So the sweet potato pie, which is a milk chocolate ganache, we cook down and puree sweet potatoes, nutmeg, vanilla, cinnamon, all the things you might capture in a sweet potato pie, blend it with milk chocolate, and actually put it in either a milk or dark shell just to give it a bit of nuance. And so that was it. And from there, barbecue chocolate came next.
There's Memphis creeping out.
That's like, absolutely. Had to do something barbecue. And full rank, one of our most popular chocolates ends up being the French blue cheese. So we're taking white chocolate and blending it with a really nice blue cheese, a Saint Agur blue cheese. And now I've kind of updated that recipe and we're using Gorgonzola DOP, little Valencia orange peel, and some honey. So yeah, we get pretty wild, but they're good.
I want to hear about.
I want the campfire some more. Ooh. And I also would like an order of the white chocolate hummingbird cake pops. I mean, the hummingbird cake is it's just such a thing around here. But anyway, I'll take one order.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, that if you're from the South, Tennessee, Mississippi, Arkansas, yeah, you know what a hummingbird cake is. And so, again, one of my uncles, he always, and we actually only ever had that around Christmas. That was just the only time I ever really saw it. And so that and chess squares and chess pie, those were things that we saw typically around the holidays. And so just again wanted to, and on all the recipes, they're embodying, much like my chocolates, people and experiences and food that I've eaten in other formats and said, okay, how can I recreate and tell that story in these pops or in these pancakes or whatever the case.
Tell us a little bit about the soul food collection. You make a chocolate mac and cheese and turnip greens? Man, come on. Yeah. Where's Java when you need him? He's a mac and cheese guy.
Oh, nice. So I'll specifically send you that box. So for all of you. So, but no, that again. So when I'm thinking about chocolate, when I'm thinking about recipes, I spend a lot of time kind of in my head daydreaming, and sometimes I have to catch myself because I might be driving. But yeah, thinking about how, again, back to my grandmother's, we go over there on Sundays. That's where we went for years. She lived till she was 101, just several years ago. And so Thanksgiving, birthdays, Easter, all of it was over there. And so mac and cheese, collard greens, fried chicken, sweet potatoes, all those sort of things were made. Pound cake, which in this one we did a rum cake version. And so how to, again, and using my kind of chemistry background and saying, how do I distill these thoughts, ideas, and inspiration into flavors, and that's where the collard green chocolate comes from. And so, like, for instance, the fried chicken chocolate in there, literally, we're taking chicken skins, frying them and turning them into crackling, and then turning that into a powder, turning that into a powder, and that's been blended into the ganache. And so you do get this chicken flavor without all the grease, so to speak. And just thankfully, God allowed me to figure out ways to make crazy things taste good. So the collard green has been a popular flavor. There's a hot sauce chocolate in there because all these things kind of go together. If you imagine what would be on or might be on a soul food menu or table.
Wow. That's outrageous.
I'm just blown away here. But I want to touch on not only the chocolate making, but your entrepreneurial bent. And I wanted to ask you about your virtual chocolate tastings. Was that just a COVID thing, or do you still do those?
So the virtual one was born of COVID. This literally March 8th, 2020 was the very first one because we were making a lot of chocolate. We were actually headed to Seattle to do like a 3-month long pop-up store downtown Seattle. And then during this whole time, and all of a sudden we started getting messages like, hey, can't come. So during COVID, we did 16 straight weeks every Friday at 7 p.m., anywhere upwards to 70 people. We were on the phone. We shipped, or on Zoom rather, much like we are now. We shipped everyone their chocolates. We all had a bottle of wine, and we're on for an hour. And the rule was, whether it's one of you or 4 of you, the bottle of wine has to be finished during the call. So we weren't going anywhere. So we celebrated birthdays, anniversaries, and it ended up being like, a lot of really cool people, CEOs and execs, that I didn't know who they were at the time were on there, but it became kind of just a regular gathering place, but it was really cool. And so we continue it now. We still do it for companies. We're going to bring it back onto the website for people to book those going in the cooler months as well.
And where can people find you in Memphis? I know you're developing a chocolate campus, but if we wanted to get on I-55 and drive north, where are we going?
The good news is we're right off the interstate if you're coming I-55 north to 240, and then we get off of Madison, or get off on the Union exit, but we're at 1200 Madison Avenue. So when you get off on Union and you take that first right in the fork, we're about 2 minutes from that. So 1200 Madison Avenue.
All right. And do you do classes or have people come to your shop?
So we do tastings at the shop as well, almost like an omakase style, kind of whatever's on the menu of the day, and pair, that and wine, sometimes whiskey, or sparkling water, whatever. We do that, and we're looking at developing some technical classes and things of that nature as well. And then we, also ship online. So.
Okay. Well, Phillip, thank you so much for joining us. We could talk to you for hours, and we will have you back and do just that. But we don't want to give away too much of your story about this new book, because you will be here Saturday at the Mississippi Book Festival. I believe your panel is at 9:30 a.m.
It is.
With right, along with Swamp Dogg and Matthew Bounds and our own chef Enrica Williams. So,
and Malcolm and I'll see you there.
Yeah, we'll be sitting on the front row.
Ask where you're going to be there.
Yeah, we'll be sitting on the front row. So
awesome, perfect.
Thank you, brother.
I will be there, and I look forward.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Phillip.
That's terrific.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
What a great book. What a great idea.
Yes.
What a great idea. So we're going to take a short break. Is that right? And then we'll come right back with our last guest, Swamp Dogg, another fascinating character. Do we have Swamp Dogg in the corral yet?
I believe he's about to be on.
Okay, great. We'll take a short break, and we will be right back with more Deep South Dining on MPB Think Radio. Don't forget, this Saturday in the downtown area around the state capitol, it's the Mississippi Book Festival. We'll see you there, and we'll see you right back in just a sec.
Every parent wants their child to grow, to
Just
explore,
Google
and
it.
to dream
Well, what
big.
if you
At
can't
MPB,
Google
we're
it?
proud to
Ask a
support
doc-
families and teachers across Mississippi with trusted educational programming and resources that inspire learning and spark imagination. From PBS Kids favorites to digital tools and early learning support, MPB is here for young minds, engaged classrooms, and families who believe in the power of learning at every age. Empowering families, inspiring learners. MPB, your stories, our mission.
Welcome back to Deep South Dining on MPB Think Radio. Malcolm White, Carol Palmer, and Java Chapman has joined us in the control room here. We're putting the band back together. Welcome back, Java. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I make a few appearances here and there, and today seems like a fitting day to hop back into the saddle.
When you heard Swamp Dogg was going to be on the show,
You came barking.
You came.
Yeah, I was ready. I had to come and talk to my guy.
All right, so Swamp Dogg, a.k.a. Jerry Williams Jr., is a cult soul superhero with over 65 years in the music biz as a singer, songwriter, producer, known for his eccentric rock-influenced R&B and some of the most hilarious and unforgettable album art known to man. He's released 25 genre-defying albums and collaborated with many artists, including John Prine, Jenny Lewis, and Bon Ivers. We are so happy. He's also now written a cookbook, and he's here with us now. Swamp Dogg, welcome to the show.
And the book
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, glad you could join us today. Hey, maybe it is a little bit of a gender bending in there. I don't know.
And the book is called If You Can Kill It, I Can Cook It.
Yep. I'll fry it anyway. When in doubt, fry.
When in doubt, drop it in the grease.
That's right.
So what made you decide to do a cookbook after being in the music business all this time?
Well, I was raised in a house with a lot of strong women, and I was the only child, and I was in the house a lot, and they were in the kitchen cooking. There was like 4 families in my house, and everybody was cooking different meals for each family. Each family only consisted of 2 people, though, and man and wife, that thing. And I just learned from watching, and they put a big block of wood in front of the stove so I could cook, and they taught me. It started out making cakes, and then frying stuff, and I mean it didn't all taste great, and but they worked with me, and I started the cookbook in 1970. That's when I started having high anxiety and didn't know who the hell I was. And it took me, give me just 1 spoon. Okay. And that was, my wife suggested, she said, "You've been talking about cookbook. Why don't you just, get on it?" So she started writing down my recipes. I started, first of all, most of my recipes comes from my grandmother, aunts, uncles, grandfather, all of them cooked. But in those days, men cooked anyway, They were actually more macho, I guess, then than they are now.
Wow.
But it relaxed me, and I would have, and I was steady adding recipes to it, and my wife showed one of the things that I didn't do, cream. He drank my cream.
I think Swamp Dogg getting his coffee for the morning.
That canned cream is not in there.
Now, Swamp Dogg, I was gonna ask the question. This is Java here with Deep South Dining. I was gonna ask the question about you said you had high anxiety, and that's what kind of put you back in the kitchen. I was gonna put it in musical terms because I wanted to know, were you like James Brown in the kitchen, or were you more like Sade in the kitchen? But you telling me, it kind of calms you down. What's that common effect in the kitchen?
Because you get to concentrate on something, even if it's only like cutting up vegetables, cutting up onions and stuff. Plus, people don't usually want to come in the kitchen when you're in there. That gives you some privacy because they figured you go ask them to wash the dishes that you do, and you are. But if they're not in there, you do it yourself. So they don't come in, and it gave me a chance to think. And I mean, I was really horrible by 1971, and I had an identity crisis. I didn't know who the hell I was. That's where Swamp Dogg came from. I lost Jerry Williams somewhere, and so I had to come up with another person.
Now, was it also another creative space outside of the music studio? Instead of being creative in the music studio, then you can go and be creative in the kitchen.
Well, yeah, it was totally different. It was totally different. And what happened? Somebody messed around and paid me on one of my hits, and I had money, and it drove me crazy, I guess, at that time, because I didn't know what to do with it. So I did everything that you shouldn't do, Eldorados, Lincoln Continentals, and all kind of stuff. Because they didn't cost, well, I guess according to the way the money is today, it was still about the same thing. But I at one point I had claustrophobia and agoraphobia. So here I am afraid of open spaces and closed in spaces. Now, where's the middle ground?
The kitchen.
There
you go.
Right.
So
drove you to the kitchen.
Jerry,
Yeah.
I love the quote about your book, and I think this is from a long time ago. And you said, "This is the book that Hemingway wanted to write, Agatha Christie couldn't write, and Alex Haley didn't have enough soul for."
Now that is a quotable.
That's a quotable. And
Yeah.
Jav and Mel, we've got to explain to people, this is not just a cookbook. It is a book of
this is not
artifacts.
This is not your parents' cookbook.
I mean, everything from Hatch posters to photographs.
It's a family album.
Yeah.
It's kind of old
It's a
school
scrapbook,
with the
like a scrapbook.
The binder kind of the feel to it.
I wanted that the publisher of the book allowed me to stick my hand in, and I didn't overshoot it, because they were doing such a great job. Because I wanted a binder that, when you open the cookbook 4 or 5 times, your pages wouldn't start coming off of the ring, and I wanted heavy rings, and I wanted thick paper. So this thing I think weighs about 3 pounds.
It's a booger bear, I'll tell you.
It is really just one of the most interesting books I've ever seen. One of my favorite parts, you have your discography, but also a photograph of every album cover you've done. And some of these are so crazy I can't read them on the air, but that is...
You mean creative.
They're so creative.
There you go.
Yes, but...
Can you read them on the air?
Well, a couple of them, maybe not.
What?
I like total,
I know
total
I know which
destruction
one
to
you.
your mind. But
Okay,
this is
Rat on.
this is phenomenal.
Yeah, we think it's fantastic, and we're very excited that you're coming to Jackson, both this Friday, September 12th. I'm assuming you will be at the southern screening of the Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted. Yeah, at Fondren Yard. And if you don't know where that is, folks, it's 3025 North State Street in Fondren. And Swamp Dogg will be there, and we will be airing this film. Tell us a little bit about the film. And then after the film, you'll be doing a Q&A with Ryan Parker from the Mississippi Film Society. Tell us a little bit about Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted.
Well, which portion you want to know about? How it came about?
Yeah, how it came about.
Okay, I had just done an album for a company. Can't think of the name right this minute, but we had a little mild hit come out of it called "I'm So Lonely," and they wanted a video.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent a couple of guys down from in Indiana, Wisconsin, and we started working on ideas for the video.
Okay.
And we did. I'm not an aspiring filmmaker or nothing, so I basically got out of their way and let them go because they had credentials and they had done it before. And while they were doing this, they were going through all of my stuff in my office, in my garage and all that. And they decided, man, we should make a movie, a documentary. That was cool, you know. So they started out, it took us 8 years, COVID 1 year. Without COVID, it would have been 7 years in the making of the film. But it was 8 years. And it came out real good. I mean, we've had some great reviews. We had one not quite good review, and that was 4.5 stars. You know, everything else has been 5-star across, and people like it. But
I want to tell our audience, if you just want to get a taste of it, go on YouTube and put in Snoop Dogg Gets His Pool Painted, and there's
not
a
Snoop Dogg,
Swamp Dogg.
Not Snoop Dogg.
Lord. I'm under the table.
You stay under there.
You stay under there. But the short will show you that it is a 5-star production. It is absolutely hysterical.
Well, I'm glad you saw it. I know. I guess.
Yeah, I did.
And I'm glad you liked it. I really am.
Now, Swamp Dogg, in all your music, your time in the music industry, have you come through Mississippi, or will the book festival be your first time in Jackson, in Mississippi?
Oh man, let me tell you, I thought about moving to Mississippi one time. I've come over there. I've been going to Mississippi a lot of years. Because some of my records, we get them started. That's one of our starting places in the South, in Jackson, and then Hattiesburg, and there's.
So which one of your recipes in the book is the most Mississippi, you would say?
I would say, now I'm from Virginia, and I would think the peach cobbler. Just about everybody got a version of peach cobbler. I don't say mine is the best ever, but it's about the best you ever gonna taste. It's but I got it's a thing in here, tomato pudding, and everybody go tomato pudding.
Oh man.
But I think it was kind of a Virginia, North Carolina recipe.
Malcolm, you think you'll taste some of that tomato
I'm liking
pudding?
the way this sounds. You know, we're big on tomato pies, but I know you're talking about tomato pudding.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I want to redeem myself here just by saying in Swamp Dogg's book, he does pay homage to a number of our Mississippi artists. I mean, he has Baked Beans, Bo Diddley.
Yep.
Yeah.
Macomb,
Yeah,
Mississippi.
Meatloaf, Little Milton. We love Little Milton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was my buddy.
Yeah, and then Fettuccine, Jerry Lee Lewis.
There you
Okay.
go.
So
Whole
a
lot of fettuccine going on.
Yeah. I started out. He was the one that made me stop taking piano lessons. Because the piano teachers, oh, that's nothing. It's nothing, man, number one. Ain't nobody never heard of you. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I wanted to play piano like Jerry Lee Lewis. I got about 15% of the way.
Yeah.
Now, Swamp Dogg, when you cooking in the kitchen, do you got a playlist going on, or you like it? You know, like you said, your common space.
Well, music is one of the common things for me, but different. I like so many different genres, if that's the right word, of music. I'm heavy in the country. I'm heavy in the. I don't see. Y'all keep changing our categories. I don't know if I'm soul, R&B, black, rhythm and blues. I don't, but anyway, whatever it is, now, that's. I forgot your question now.
Now, if you you maybe want to change my question now, because now you say you're heavy in the country music, and I know you always kind of blended your genres, but nowadays black artists are getting a lot of more shine in country music. You got any thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, the album that I have out right now is called Black Grass instead of Bluegrass.
Okay.
And it's selling. It's called Black Grass, West Virginia to 125th Street. And when I found out that Africans had made the banjos and all kind of instruments that we play, they were done in Africa. They made them, they just didn't know how to play them, I don't get it. But hey, that was them. But boy, I have so many things on my mind.
Let me just jump in here on top of Java's question. When you're talking about the different music you listen to, I was fascinated that in your book, I mean, the names of the recipes are amazing, but you go all the way from James Brown to George Jones' potato platter, and then on the James Taylor thing, the Traffic Jam Potatoes James Taylor, you say that you have 6 James Taylor albums that you listen to all the time. So that's quite a diverse.
Right. I love James Taylor. As a matter of fact, I have been to his concerts, and my wife and I were the only 2 black people in the audience of about 5,000 or 6,000. Seriously. I mean, people see me coming out of the James Taylor concerts. Oh, he must be one of the waiters. It's like same thing with Neil Diamond. My wife and I, we go see Neil Diamond. But I love most music. I have a song on one of my albums called "Mind Over What's the Matter," and I wrote the song around Andante Cantabile from Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony in E minor. And I like some classics. I love the Boston Pops when Arthur Fiedler was conducting them. Conducting them. Y'all gotta. Hey, I'm getting old, man.
Nah,
83 years old.
You're barely old enough.
You got it. You a young man out here in these streets.
I'm working hard though.
Now, speaking of working hard, you got the cookbooks, you got the album. Do you think that you would do some events where people could taste some of your food and hear some music at the same time?
We've started that already. We did it in Portland, Oregon. They cooked a bunch of my dishes, and not a bunch, 6. And the people that came in could buy some of the stuff, and we ran out of everything. And tomato pudding we ran out of first, and they didn't cook it right either. But I mean, I told them, y'all screwed this up. But hey, I'm still happy for what you did. And yeah.
Well, Swamp Dogg, we are so happy to have you today, and we're very excited about your coming to town this weekend. We will see you Friday night for the screening of your documentary, Swamp Dogg Gets His Pool Painted, and that's at Fondren Yard and Fondren neighborhood of Jackson. Hope everybody, I guess the public is welcome. It starts at 8:30 p.m., kind of a late night show there. And then the next day, Saturday, September 13th, you will be at the Mississippi Book Festival on a panel with our own Enrica Williams, Chef Enrica Williams. And that's at 9:30 a.m. at the Galloway Fellowship Center and Galloway Methodist Church there on the grounds.
What time is it, Mark?
9:30.
9:30, okay.
In the morning. But anyway, we will see you when you get here. We're glad to know you. We appreciate you joining us this morning. And much
You're
love.
in Jackson, right?
Jackson, Mississippi. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't go to Jackson, Tennessee.
No, Jackson,
Come here.
Mississippi.
No,
Okay.
I like Jackson, Mississippi.
Very good. Home of Malico.
Yeah. I got some money over there too. Then.
Deep South Dining is a production of Mississippi Public Broadcasting's Think Radio, and we're made possible by generous contributions from listeners like yourself. If you're interested, please consider making a contribution by visiting mpbonline.org, or we can show your support by using our app. We are produced by Marissa Vaughn for our guests Phillip Ashley Rix, Swamp Dogg, and Carol Palmer, and Java Chapman. I am Malcolm White saying stay tuned now for more MPB Think Radio.
This forecast is underwritten by